What is going on, everybody? It's Alex coming back at you with another video, and today we are going to be doing a Cleveland Browns 2023 season preview. So if you guys are new, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Do all that fun YouTube stuff. Join the community. Lots of other links down in the description below. This is a very hot topic, so we are not going to be talking about the case apart from the fact of the suspension. I'm just going to put it right here, right now. It was originally 6 games. The NFL literally just appealed it after I talked about it in my previous video. For the sake of argument, we are going to just assume that the 6 games remain in place. So that's going to be the point of this video. I don't really think it's going to change that much. Again, things may change. And if they do, we'll update it. But again, I do know not many of you people are going to watch this. I wanted to make a fun video for you guys. And I know that I really like to be able to look at the video and be able to look at the rosters and be able to analyze and be much better, especially when I do mock drafts for you in the future. So let's kick right into the video, starting off with the draft. So this is right from my draft list. You guys can look at my video where I graded every draft pick. You guys started out really late because you guys got Deshaun Watson, and starting off at pick 68, I believe you guys traded back, and you got Martin Emerson. I think he was a very solid corner. He graded out as a second rounder for me. So, very talented player. Don't know if you exactly need him, but we'll check when we go see the roster. Alex Wright, I thought that was a very, very big reach. He didn't test out very well. He didn't play very well towards the end. Just not a very talented edge, in my opinion. And he had flashes, but his stock dropped for me quite a bit. And I'm a little bit weary of him coming to his own and actually being a legit starter in the NFL. David Bell is going to be a very interesting option. I hope you guys just use him in the slot. He's very unathletic, but he's just a very good football player and very good after the catch. So I do think that if you get him the ball and screens and stuff, will be perfectly fine. Perrion Winfrey was an absolute steal. I had him as a fringe first round pick, and he fell to the fourth. Elite pass rushing threat. Cade York. I'm not going to talk about kickers, but Jerome Ford is a nice compliment back, kind of probably going to be like your fourth or fifth back that you use. Mike Woods, don't know enough about him to comment on him. Isaiah Thomas, just another dude who's just a solid, solid guy just to put on your defensive front. And then Dawson Deaton, didn't really know much about him, but it's a 7th round pick. So there was a lot to love about this draft. There's a lot to hate about it, but honestly, overall, pretty solid draft. You got some really good value at some of these picks. So let's move right into the roster. Let's just swipe over here and let's quickly change it to positions. Of course, you got to love Sport Track for not actually organizing it by quarterback first. We'll analyze it and go from there. Deshaun Watson for this is going to be at week 7 plus. For the time being, we have absolutely no idea. So again, you guys know for this video, that's the precedent that we're setting forward. Jacoby Brissett is not really that good of a quarterback, and he might be able to win you one game. This is a very tough division, and there's a lot of teams that are just continuing to get better and better. That's where you're going to need that elite talent, and Jacoby Brissett doesn't really bring that. So that's a little bit of a bummer. Running back wise, do we even need to go over it? Nick Chubb, arguably the best running back in the NFL. I'm a huge fan of him. Kareem Hunt, best running back and possibly kicker in the league. Jerome Ford, again, just a really talented dude to be added in there. Dearness Johnson comes out of nowhere, is a baller. So really big fan of this running back room right here. They do offer a shit ton of talent. Wide receiver room, we got to take a look at this. Amari Cooper, steal, great value. Jakeem Grant is going to be a weird, versatile weapon. I have no idea why he's kind of like listed as wide receiver 2 according to this. I mean, I'm not going to trust Sport Track to be exactly accurate. David Bell, going to be more that slot guy. He's going to be just a really solid dude with the ball in his hands. Anthony Schwartz is going to be a gadget weapon. There's a lot of dudes who fit a certain role, but not many of them that fit an actual wide receiver mold. These guys are all gadget players in their own respect. So I'm a little bit worried. To be honest with you. Like, I don't see a legit wide receiver 2 here, and that's going to be something that you do need to address come soon. But maybe that's something closer to the trade deadline you can do if Deshaun's 7-game or 6-game suspension remains. That means that you could get somebody who's been playing a little bit on the last year of their contract, and then you can make that final push. So definitely a potential option here. Javon Wims, I think he started a fight in the middle of the Saints game and got kicked out. Very entertaining. He actually had a baller first preseason game. So he might be a preseason light up for you guys. Tight end wise, you got David Njoku, Harrison Bryant here. You paid a shit ton of money to David Njoku. I don't think he exactly deserved it, but he is one of those tight ends who might continue to develop and take a step into his own. The more I'm looking at this, holy crap, the tight end room has gotten pretty barren, and that kind of sucks. You used to have a plethora of super high-end tight ends, and now you're essentially down to 2 playmakers. So hopefully that continues to work out for you guys. Miller Forrestall is just a dude just to be there. Tackle-wise, you got Jedrick Wills starting out, as well as Conklin. Where's Conklin at? Do they have him just at right tackle? They do. I hate how they set this up. So Jack Conklin's in here, as well as Jedrick Wills. Has some excellent backups in James Hudson, as well as Chris Hubbard. Both those guys definitely pull their weight. And that's probably my favorite part of the team. It's the fact that you could have both those guys start, in my opinion, and both of them would do a good enough job. On the guard side, you got Wyatt Teller as well as Joel Pantonio. You got Ethan Pocic, who also, I think he's from Seattle, if I'm not mistaken, but can also play center. Hajalte Froholt, he was kind of like a PFF darling a couple years ago, so very entertaining to see him around. David Moore as well, I believe, from Western Michigan, just another guy to add in the mix. And then ending off with the center, I don't know why Corey Linsley's exactly gone, but I think Nick Harris, they had enough confidence in him to say, hey, take the reins and go forward. Sucks that you don't have Linsley anymore, but you can. JC Treader, I'm bugging. Corey Linsley's on the freaking Chargers. Too bad you don't have JC Treader. But again, still a talented center overall. We're going to do the exact opposite. We're going to build from the line out for the defense. Starting off, you got Perrion Winfrey and Jordan Elliott essentially being your starters with Tommy Togiai. Taven Bryan, I did not know he was on this team. Very interesting. So you have a bunch of dudes who have a lot of potential, but have not really proven enough. Jordan Elliott's probably the one who's most proven out of all of these guys. That's a little bit suspect. I'm a little bit worried about that. I don't really see much run stuffing ability here. All these guys are like pass rushing specialists, if I'm not mistaken. So again, if you guys figure something wrong with what I'm saying, please feel free to comment about it. Just don't be a dick. I'm fine with being wrong. It's better for me in the future to be more correct than, you guys safeguarding me or just being an asshole. So feel free to deliver criticism. Love to take it. Myles Garrett, Jadeveon Clowney, very solid edge group along with Chase Winovich. I do like that a lot. You even have Curtis Weaver up in the bunch, Isaiah Thomas. Like, you do have some really good players. Linebacker wise, you got Jacob Phillips and Anthony Walker. Pretty sure that you guys ended up getting rid of Mac Wilson, trading him actually away for Chase Winovich. Not exactly a huge fan of that one. I don't really trust the linebacker room. You got JOK, who's by far your best linebacker, in my opinion. And I'm a big fan of Anthony Walker, too. So, you really have 2 very solid linebackers. I don't really trust the rest. Sion Takitaki, I'm not, losing my shit over. And I might be wrong on that. Again, guys, feel free to call me out for it. But I'm just not a huge fan of the linebacker room. I know the Bengals fans rip me apart for not being a fan of theirs. But again, you got Alex right here as well, who, again, I had no idea why he doesn't really belong, but we'll see what happens with him. Safety-wise, where's that free safety tab? They usually have one dude as a free safety. Regardless, I don't know if they do. You got John Johnson, Grant Delpit here, even Richard LeCount here, Ronnie Harrison. There's a lot of dudes who are very talented in the safety room. I heard Grant Delpit's finally starting to take a step as well. And I'm just trying to see if they have a free safety in here. Regardless, you have a really good back to your group. I think that you'll be perfectly fine when all is said and done. Cornerback-wise, you got Denzel Ward and Greg Newsome and Greedy Williams and Martin Emerson. Yeah, you guys are going to be perfectly fine. You have a really solid group of corners here, especially the starting group. I think Martin Emerson was a very solid grab now that I saw that you only have 3 corners above him. So overall, you give a thumbs up. Let's get right into the record predictions, sliding in right here. Week 1, this is going to be an awful game. But at the same time, you could have Baker Mayfield starting this week, and they have a solid, potent core. I think that they're just not good enough to beat the Browns. So we're going to go with the Brownies to start out with the W here. Week number 2, the Jets. I've heard Joe Flacco is potentially outperforming Zach Wilson. That hurts me so much as a former Zach Wilson fan. That really does suck. But that's okay. We're going to go with the Brownies right here. I still think that they can squeeze out a victory with their pure run game. The Jets have a lot going for them, but again, I really do think that even with the lack at quarterback, they can still pull it off. Steelers, I do think that they're a more formidable team at the moment than the Browns. The Falcons could get a sneaky win here. They could, because you look at them and they're probably going to be wanting to target the middle a little bit more with Kyle Pitts. That's something that I would be saying, hey, this is going to be an upset game because, again, you sometimes need to get that quarterback play to take it over the top. I feel like they're going to be stacking the box quite heavily and then pretty much doubling Amari on the outside. Not going to leave very much room for error there. So Chargers, I mean, there's no real debate here. I do think that they'll kick ass. And then also with the Patriots, I do have faith in them over a Deshaun-less Browns. So you'll see games that are already filled in here. We're continuing what we did before. It's not going to be like rinse, wash, repeat. We're going to make sure that as time goes on, we have all of these plugged in. So yeah, I think that again, when it comes to Deshaun coming in week 1 for him, I think that the Ravens are just a really nasty team to go up against. Bengals, really nasty team to go up against week 2. But you have a time to rest. Then you go down to Miami. And I don't know. I'm going to be giving this one to the Dolphins. Miami is just a bitch to play in. And it's not looking good. I'm also giving it to the Bills. Deshaun's going to start out 0-4, but he is going to surprise Tom Brady in Cleveland just because, again, I think this team is really good. They're going to go on a quick little win streak right here over the Texans. I don't think the Texans are as good as some people think. They're better than some other people think, but I don't have that much faith in them. Then, of course, the Bengals are going to be taking it at home because that's just usually what happens in this division. Same thing. We kind of have the benefit of the luck, a benefit of the doubt right there. Saints do not think that they are going to be on par with the Brownies. And same thing with the Washington football team, ending off with the Steelers trying to make a playoff push, ending 7-10. But honestly, when you look at it, Deshaun Watson ended off as 5-6 after starting out 0-4. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So he ended up, 5-6. Am I tripping? Oh my God, I'm tripping. So he ended up being 4-6. I'm going ballistic right now. He is ending off 5-6, guys. I apologize. It has been a long work day. So yeah, right now you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losses. You got 3, you got 5 wins. I can't believe that I had that much trouble right there. Funnily enough, I am in analytics too. That's a crazy thing. But he's going to be 5-6 after starting off 0-4. I think that's going to be perfectly fine. You end off the year hot. Again, this is all subject to change with what the hell happens with Deshaun. But if that happens, feel free to stay tuned. See you guys on the far side. Peace.